What's going on, Churroskians? Here's Churrasco Voltorb with another really awesome game haul. This one in particular, I am super pumped about. I'm not even going to worry about time on the phone. I'll just make this a two-part video because I have so many games. I got about, I think, 41 or 42 games. It's been a while. I've been kind of hoarding them. We're going to start off with the least exciting stuff and move on to more exciting. There's no real rhyme or reason to it besides the level of excitement that I feel. Now, I am super pumped to share this with you guys. I have stuff that I think everyone will be excited about. There is a little bit of something for everyone. And let's start it up with, if you guys know, recently I scored a big lot of games. One of my shorts, I scored a whole bunch of games and I traded a whole bunch of them in for an estimated value of what I thought was going to be $140. That's not what I got at all, but these are the games I kept. They're all PS3 games. Let's go through them one by one. These are kind of came in a lot. There's no real big interest in a lot of these, but I'm going to show them off anyways. First of all, we got Injustice Gods Among Us, which I believe is the Mortal Kombat inspired or developed by the same team, NetherRealm Studios. Yep. Fighting game based on the DC Comics characters. I've always been kind of intrigued by the game. I've seen some people play it here and there. I know there's a part two. This is like the oldest version, is the first one, but it wasn't a lot, so why not? I might play it. I might never play it. I don't know. I'm not a big a DC fan as I am Marvel. If I had to choose a side, I guess. But it's cool to have iconic characters like Batman, The Flash, throwing down Superman. Kind of neat. Another little game for the pile. These are in no real order since it's just from the lot. Next up, we have Elder Scrolls number 5. Is that 5? Yeah, Skyrim. Greatest hits. Now, I remember my brother getting this game when it released, and it was neat. It kind of reminded me of like a medieval Fallout. But I remember it also it struggled running properly on this console. Now, I do understand this game is imported to everything. It's probably even on the Nokia N-Gage at this point, if you can find one. But this is the most vanilla version, I guess, that runs the poorest on the PS3. I'm probably never going to check this out, but it's cool to have because I know how iconic and important Skyrim is, especially to the open world RPG. So, yeah. Skate 3 greatest hits. Once again, the only memory I really have of Skate is my brother having, I think, Skate 1 or 2 back in the day on the PS3. This is supposedly the best one, Skate 3. I think the series didn't go much further after that. A lot of people touted as having super realistic graphics for the PS3's time, really impressive visuals. I was more of a Tony Hawk guy. I think by the time Tony Hawk dropped off the face of the planet, which is shortly after Tony Hawk 3 or 4, or American Wasteland, whatever the hell was going on, I kind of stopped with skate games, extreme skateboarding games. But it's neat to have the competitor to the Tony Hawk series. I have a lot of Tony Hawk games, so this is the only skate game I have, and it's might as well be the best one, I guess. I'll eventually probably check this one out. Next one, this is probably the game I was most excited to keep from the batch. The Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, which is basically, I have a love and hate relationship with my limited experience that I've had with Tales of games. I really liked Berseria. I thought it was phenomenal on the PS4. And then I got a Tales of Arise on the PS5, thinking it was going to blow my mind. And it kind of, I wasn't a big fan. I was kind of bored. Kind of abandoned it actually a while ago. So Tales of Symphonia, I know it originally came out on the GameCube, and in Japan it came out on the PS2. I heard that this may not be an excellent port of the game, but it has, I believe, the original Tales of Symphonia, and if I am not mistaken, it also has Dawn of the New World, which is like an add-on or an official part 2 type of thing. I don't know. But it's cool to have. I don't think they've done much with the graphics. I think it's kind of like a cel-shaded look. I'm excited to try this out to see if the Tales of series wasn't just a one-off for me. And it's kind of cool that I have this version as opposed to going for the much more expensive GameCube version. Next up is something I have never seen before. The Ultimate Action Triple Pack from Square Enix. 3 award-winning games in one great pack. I never even knew this existed. And yeah, I already have Tomb Raider, and I played through it like twice. I've never played Sleeping Dogs. I have a lot of memories of my brother really liking Just Cause 2. He claims it to be one of his favorite games of all time. So I will eventually probably check out at least Sleeping Dogs since I don't really know much about it. You guys tell me in the comments if you know anything about these two other games, especially Sleeping Dogs. I might try it out eventually, just like I said, just for Sleeping Dogs. The other two games, I think the memories from Just Cause 2, I might give it a shot just because my brother has talked so highly of it. But Tomb Raider, no interest in whatsoever. I already beat it a billion times. But yeah, I'd never seen this. Kind of neat. Next up is a game you've seen in every lot ever, Fallout New Vegas. As a young lad, first getting my PS3, one of my first games on it was Fallout 3. Now, Fallout 3 was really, really freaking awesome. And I played it to completion. And around the end of my save file, it started chugging along because I guess it had some weird thing where it creates so many saves or something every time you moved anything. I think this is more of the same. Of course, classic Bethesda. Lots of glitchiness in this open world. I don't know if there's another port of Fallout Vegas that was ever ported to the PS4, guys, or anything like that. Let me know, because I would love to try out Fallout New Vegas. I'm a pretty big fan of the Fallout series, even though I have limited experience with it. Basically, Fallout 3 being the only game I played the completion, but that game was such a zenith of gaming. It was so good, especially back then. And this is more of the same, supposedly, but a little bit better. Some people will say Fallout Vegas is better. So tell me what you guys think of the third world, open world, third party, or third person view, open world, post apocalyptic adventure game here. Let me know. Next up is something I have no interest for, but I kept them anyways. Dynasty Warriors 7. I heard this game's kind of trash, kind of, in the Dynasty Warriors series, as far as that's concerned. I never tried a Dynasty Warriors game, to be honest with you. Is it like fighting hordes of enemies off with like generals or something? Let me know. Is that what I'm kind of in for if I ever try this? I hung on to this, and also Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends. I think it's better than the regular Dynasty Warriors, I guess. Kind of neat. This is when the PS3 had already been up there in the years, and PS4 came out. They changed the banner to blue. Very few PS3 games had that blue banner on there. So let me know. I have no idea what I'm in for in these Dynasty Warrior games. It's a super long-running series, so maybe it's good. Maybe I won't like it. I don't know. But I'm willing to give it a shot. Yeah, not much to say about these. I was about to trade this guy in just because the case was kind of ratty. But I'm going to keep it for the collection and see because if I like one, I might like the other one, right? All right, next up, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix. Dude, honestly, at this point, there's so many Kingdom Hearts games with so many long titles after them, like Birth by Sleep and Rebirth Under the Banister or whatever. I don't even know what's going on with those games anymore. I don't even know what the hell this game is. Is it a remake? Is it 3 remastered journeys? Good. Okay, so Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, and Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Which, yeah, see? How are you supposed to keep track of all those titles anyways? Apparently all 3 of those games are remastered here for the PS3. My history with Kingdom Hearts just goes back to the first game. I loved it. I played it through and through. I got the second one many years later, and I never really gave it a shot to try it out. But then all the weird remakes and recodes and HD remixes and Sleeping Under Stairs and Up in the Observatory games came out, and I was just, I don't know what's going on. Will I ever try this? Unlikely. I have it just in case I ever get struck down the line by wanting to complete part 2 and then wanting more Kingdom Hearts. It's available here. It's disposable to me. So, yeah, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix. Next up is Watch Dogs, the Walmart edition, which has a bonus weapon and character skin, which is probably no longer available. Maybe the lead character dresses up like one of the people of Walmart and starts yelling at his kids or, falling asleep in the parking lot. Who knows? But, yeah, this is another game that when it came out, there was a lot of controversy about what the visuals were shown. at E3 or whatever the hell it was, and then it was different. And it's like a GTA type of game where you're a hacker and you hack into like security camera systems and smart devices to help you accomplish missions. I'm not really intrigued, but I will probably give it a shot because I know there is a fan base for this stuff. I'm glad I have it because basically this lot came at the price of nothing, basically. If you see the short I uploaded earlier. So it's cool that it came with it. I'll check it out eventually. Let me know. Any thoughts on these games, guys, that you have, you may not know? Fill me in. Your buddy Churrasco would love to know. Next up is Diablo 3 in that lot. It had a little bit of water damage. I salvaged the case, though, a little bit. I cleaned it up. I touched it up a bit. It's in the PS3 right now because I'm actually kind of playing it and kind of enjoying it. Initially, I just popped it into test and I got a little hooked. It might be a reason for me to, pick up Diablo 4 on the PS5 and play with my brother and other friends because honestly, I kind of enjoy it and I kind of feel as I'm playing through Diablo 3 and picking up items and loot and beating up monsters, I feel like it's a little barren, it's a little lonely. I always think, it'd be kind of cool if someone else was playing with me at the same time, so hence maybe Diablo 4 might be a thing I look into soon. I have never tried a Diablo game before. This is my first Diablo game, and I am pleasantly surprised by how much fun I'm actually having with this game. Next up is the Bureau XCOM Declassified. Really, really minty. The mintiest game probably in the whole lot. So, I'm not really big on XCOM. I had XCOM 2 on the PS4, and I kind of hated it to the point that I traded it in. And now I'm desperately looking for a copy so I can rebuy the stuff I traded in because, that's my mania and my disease. But, yeah, from what I hear, this game was not all that great. The aesthetic is kind of cool, like a 1920s mobster Chicago thing. And I kind of dig that with the old-timey alien designs, I think. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm assuming it's more of the same gameplay, so it probably won't jive with me too much, but I will try it because I want to give the XCOM series as a whole another shot. But yeah, XCOM, the Bureau, Declassified. The last two games in the lot are Ratchet and Clank All for One, which has a really, really neat reversible cover with like hand-drawn and like stickers and stuff like that, like a kid decorated someone's refrigerator with a piece of paper or something. It looks really neat, actually. I like that. My only experience with Ratchet and Clank, besides owning the first one and also the latest one, which is, I believe, a Rift in Time for the PS5, which I love, by the way. That's basically the only game I played at the completion in the series. I'm not a big PlayStation mascot guy. I do have the first two Sly Coopers and delved into them and liked them, but I never tried Jak and Daxter. Like I said, Ratchet and Clank, very limited experience with that. This game supposedly was okay as far as Ratchet and Clank games go, but it's still good, I guess, as a game overall. I might try this actually. And then I also, to go along with that, I got Ratchet and Clank Future, A Crack in Time. These are all really nice. I really like the effort that Sony put into these. The packaging has reversible stuff in it. Really cool, like hand-drawn cartoons. I don't know anything about either. I knew this one wasn't as highly reviewed. I'm not sure about this game. I don't know much. But this was supposedly a better game. I might try them both out eventually. I would really like to go back to the PS2 and play the original first. And, maybe go from there. Maybe I'll never play them. Maybe they'll just sit there on the shelves just staring at me like, hey, why come no play? And I'll be like, oh, well, Anyways, now that you've seen the games I kept from the lot, and if you saw my short, and you know that I anticipated, hey, I'm going to get all this money. I got basically robbed at the store and got nothing. I traded it all in, easy come, easy go in my mind. I know I should probably post the stuff on, like, Whatnot next time and make more money. But sometimes, it's like just the ease of just getting rid of the stuff that I got so easily and getting something in return. And I got this in return. This little tiny little cartridge. Final Fantasy IV Advance for the GBA Advance. I have been wanting to play Final Fantasy IV, or Final Fantasy II as it was released originally on the SNES in the US back in the day, for a very long time. I am a big old school Final Fantasy fan, and this is one of the ones I never got to play. And I heard a lot of people talking about how awesome this game has been. Over the years, I've seen many reviews. Lots of people dedicate a lot of long videos to just reviewing this game and explaining them and telling me how amazing it is. So, I finally picked up what's allegedly the best version of the game with the best translation and the best performance for the GBA. I have been playing it for a few hours on and off, and I enjoy the aesthetic of the old timey RPG, you know, lined up on one side. The classic characters, like there's a Dark Knight, there's a Summoner, a Wizard, there's a Prince, the Bard, the Spoony Bard from the memes, the Final Fantasy memes. I finally get to see the game that it came from. I'm enjoying my time. It's a little aged, a little archaic. I think it's a little bit harder to get back into if you have no root and no nostalgia for that old battle system. But it's undeniably a charming game, and I am really pumped to play it. I'm going to try to play this through completion. I love. There's a few things I love as much as settling down with a GBA or a Game Boy in general, a nice portable system, and sitting down getting cozy with a nice cozy game. And this fits the bill of a nice cozy game. So really pumped for this. All right, let's continue with carts. Let's go to carts. And then we're going to cut it down in a bit to get into the super duper exciting stuff. All right, so starting off with the NES, I picked up a couple of carts, and one of them I'm really pumped about. First off, let's go to Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter might be the stinker of the whole pickups, I'm going to tell you right now. Basically, it's a spawn and die game where you're a little car that gets deployed onto the highway and shot to pieces by everything. All the sorts of projectiles start coming at you. You blow up, a van comes to drop off your replacement car. And that's about it. This is an old game. It's supposedly an old classic. I didn't really like it. The coolest thing about this game is the cartridge art. Look at that. That's a really cool 80s spy fiction type of cover, and I really like it. So, yeah, whatever. It's there. Would not recommend. The next one, though, is Galaga, Demons of Death. This is Galaga. It's a beautiful port onto the NES. I really needed this because a long time ago, my dad bought me like a little, little marquee, a little sign that was like had a little 3D effect when you moved it back and forth, like I forgot the name for it now, like a holographic looking cover. It was really nice, and it said Galaga, and I love Galaga because I played it a lot in the arcade as a kid. I'd seen it in plenty of arcade machines growing up, and but I had the sign, I didn't have the game, so I was kind of a poser. So here it is. I'm glad I got it. I got this actually because I fixed an old NES for one of my wife's friends and cleaned her games and made sure it was working, ordered her the right cords. In exchange, she let me keep Galaga and a Nintendo 64 controller, an original, an OEM one with a loose joystick that I'm going to fix. And so I got a good bang for my buck. I worked on it for like half an hour, 45 minutes maybe, to clean it all up really nice and replace the pin connector with an extra one I had. But anyways, I digress. Galaga, Demons of Death is awesome. You're a little spaceship at the bottom of the screen. Little invaders come down and you shoot them. You shoot them down. Some of the bigger, badder aliens can steal your ship, hijack your ship and stuff like that. Really, really neat. But yeah, Galaga, Demons of Death. Really cool game. Next up is WrestleMania, the arcade game. So my brother recently picked up the other WrestleMania or WWE, WF, whatever the hell they were called back then game that was made by LJN. And that one, I remember him talking about it. He reminded me. That video jogged my memory. I definitely played this game with my cousins growing up. We were big wrestling fans. And this game, while it's allegedly better on the Genesis because it has more characters actually on the Genesis, this is still cool. It really brought me back. Playing as the classics like, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Bret Hart. It was really, really awesome to dive back into this game. And it's silly, you beat guys up, like you hit Lex Luger, and I think instead of bleeding, dumbbells come out of him. Like, it's pretty funny stuff. I think there are bats or tombstones for the Undertaker. Razor Ramon's in there, one of my personal favorites. I think the ones that are missing from this version are like Bam Bam Bigelow and maybe somebody else. I forget who the other wrestler is that's missing, but it's missing about 2 characters, I think. Yeah, we used to play this with my cousins, and I remember it. And Seabass, this is the game that you got to get. This is the one that we played when we were kids. I'm pretty much 99.5% sure. But yeah, really cool to get this one. All right, let's see. I'm kind of debating whether to continue or go on to part two. Let's continue for a little bit longer with some original Xbox games. Not terribly exciting, but here they are. I committed faux pas and I totally cheated on these. Metal Gear 2 Substance. So, uneducated me, educate yourselves, guys, before you buy things. Thought that this was an Xbox exclusive. It's not. It came out on the PS2 later, and apparently the PS2 version is better. And the PS2 controller, I will admit, after playing this, the PS2 lends itself better to Metal Gear Solid 2 than the Xbox controller. It just works better. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's what I'm used to, but it just works better in my opinion. This is the same game with some extra content, which I'm not even sure what the heck it is. 350 VR missions, that's cool. 5 new Snake Tales involving Solid Snake. Unlock new playable characters and game modes, that's really cool. Yeah, casting theaters, boss survival mode. Really cool sounding stuff. Playing this game brought me back to when I first got a PS2 and really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. This game still holds up magnificently well. The visuals, even though my Xbox is running on inferior cables as opposed to my PS2, are excellent for the time. If you have no other way to play Metal Gear Solid 2, this is a really good way to go about it. Performance is about the same. Like I said, the controllers are just a little different. But it's cool. I wish I would have known it came out on the PS2 as a little bit of a better version. I would have probably picked that one up. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, such a great game. I essentially bought it twice. And the last Xbox game is a big one. And while it is in a hideous Platinum Hits case, this is Burnout 3 Takedown. Released on every single system known to man, I could not find a dang PS2 copy to save my life. So finally, this one had been laying there for a really good price and in really mint condition. I decided to pick it up. I've heard countless times people talking about how Burnout is a fantastic game, and especially Part 3. I have Burnout Paradise on the PS3, and I love that game. Burnout 3 Takedown is amazing. It is really, really fun. I love the races. I love taking down other cars. I love the visuals, the sense of speed. This arcade racer is a gem. I cannot recommend this enough. However you have to play it, be it on the Xbox, PS2, or GameCube, you have to do yourself a favor and really check this game out. I had a lot of fun. I look forward to getting back into it. It brings me back to like the Need for Speed Underground type of racing that I had countless hours of fun with. I am super pumped to have this, and I'm even more pumped because part 2 is going to be next. I'm going to cut this video now so we don't have a weird transition, and hope to catch you guys on part 2, which will be uploaded right after this one. So I'll see you in a bit. Hurry back. Don't miss part 2.